Check, check, 1, 2. 1, 2, check, check. Check, check, 1, 2, check, check, test. Just doing some quick tests, by the way, if you have actually tuned in. I'm not sure if it auto-tweeted or not. It might have. I'm just doing quick tests. Making sure that everything's okay for tomorrow. I'm actually really tired, as it happens, which is great because it's 1 AM and usually I'm not tired by this point. I need to be because I need to be on a more reasonable schedule. I'm just doing setup and testing for tomorrow, which of course will be the big ass live stream. So I'm checking things like levels, I'm checking frame rates in the game and how it streams and so forth. I'm not really going to go beyond the main area here. This is the full game, by the way. This is a pre-release version that I've gotten access to. And yes, I am allowed to stream it. Needless to say. This game is out on Friday in the EU and tomorrow in the US. Yes, I like my character. Look at that. Let's be baller. Character customization isn't exactly great in this game, but you can have an amazing mustache, so that's all that really matters. Well, I really hope that the frame rate that I'm seeing right now is not what it actually is, because holy crap. Nah, no word of modding tools or anything like that just yet. It's looking good there. Yeah, it was a bit spazzy there. It might just be a stability issue. Just needs to kind of get rolling, I guess. It's a possibility.
What are the twat doing this far west?
Breaking everything.
So many.
Break all the things. Yeah, it's probably going to get a few frame drops here and there. I wonder if it's an upload issue. The annoying thing is XSplit doesn't tell you anymore. Like, if you use DxTory as your camera, then it doesn't tell you if it's dropping frames. It's not DxTory that's... Actually, that's a lie. DxTory does tell you if it's dropping frames, so... It's either XSplit that's dropping it, or it's a... encoding issue. I didn't notice this in the demo. That's kind of handy. Yeah, but it's good if it's not dropping too many.
What are the twat doing this far west?
like I said, I don't really want to go anywhere here because I'm going to be starting my playthrough tomorrow from here. So I don't want to trigger any events. Dropping frame rate. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it drops frame rate a little bit there because having to re-render the scene. In terms of the encoding, there's no consistency there. You turn around quite quickly, you'll probably find a bunch of problems. It is sending 30 frames out to XSplit though. Cool, it seems to have stabilized in that regard. Okay, now the question is, because I've got an idea that I might be able to also run local recording at the same time and then upload that file to... Yeah, the blur would be. There's no way around that. It's live streaming for you. Every live stream's like that. The way that video works is that compression, just like really everything else, is it only changes what is different. So if a lot of things change at once, then you will get blocks because the bitrate of the video isn't high enough to support that. But if you stay in a kind of consistent, like if I'm standing still, for instance, the blockiness disappears. If I spin around a lot, then you'll probably get some fairly crazy stuff going on. That's to be expected. That's just how video compression works. Now, in theory, what I can do is record on this end as well, then upload that massive file to YouTube, then download the bloody thing again as an MP4, because YouTube seems to be the only thing that properly converts these things, and then I can re-upload the files in parts. Aside from that, though, stability seems to be there, from what I can tell. I should just go find some random things to kill. Like this elk or whatever it is. Get back here. Sodding elk. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out... It's one of two things. Either XSplit can't keep up with it, or my connection can't keep up with it. And that's difficult to check. Yeah, water really hammered the frame rate, didn't it? That's interesting. It might be that I want to... My upstream should be good enough for this. Anyway, I'm running tests at the moment, so I'm going to enable my second graphics card, see if that makes a difference. It shouldn't. I mean, this card is more than capable of doing it, but... Let's just have a quick look for a second. I'm just going to look at my CPU usage while I'm doing this. Ooh, wow, okay. Yeah, it is eating my CPU. Holy crap. Like 98% of a hexa-core... This is a hexa-core machine. This has got a 980X in it.
What kind of twat are doing this far west?
Yeah, XSplit is really hammering the CPU there. Which might indicate that when I go into the water, there's CPU time actually being used there. Which may explain what's going on there. Well, yeah, anything that involves CPU calculation will drop frames, so that's water and particle effects. Those are generally something along those lines. They generally are CPU reliant, so you'll get a frame rate drop there. What concerns me is that, like, it's eating everything. Like, eating all 12, all 12 cores. That's fairly incredible, really. I'm swimming in the water at the minute. I'm seeing a fairly large CPU usage. About 95%. Alright, let's have a look and see what we can do about that. There's only 3 things using CPU at the moment. XSplit, VH Multiwriter, and Reckoning. Reckoning's the game, obviously. What we can do there, we can give the game... It probably won't even need more than 2 cores. So if we give the game CPUs 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that's 2 cores and 2 virtuals, XSplit will destroy any CPU you throw at it. It's pretty crazy like that. And then what we've got to do is set CPU affinity for XSplit. I'm going to give that the other 8. So 4 through 11. Also need to give it to the 2 VH multi-writers. They're the 2 encoders running. Alright, I've set affinity, so let's see if that makes any difference. This will either make it worse or better. That, I know, yeah, that wasn't really helpful, was it? But it will make it worse or better. The question is which. Let's reconfigure here. Okay, here we go. Well, the game's absolutely fine with that many cores. It doesn't give a damn. But I'm seeing really heavy frame drop on this side now. Like, all of those cores are maxing the hell out. Yeah, frame rate is dropping like a rock. Yeah, it's definitely worse. How... I am astonished that XSplit could actually eat everything. Because that in itself is incredible. With that... there is no more powerful CPU than this. Well, this is obviously in the previous generation. This thing is even overclocked. That's the terrifying thing about it. Alright. Let's see what we have. What can I do about that? Well, I can stop one of the recordings, which should mean there's only one VH multiwriter running. See what's going on there. Yeah, I'm seeing heavy frame drops on the water again. I have to wonder if my physics is running. Because if this runs physics, and my physics is not running, then that's causing a massive CPU load. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to have to restart... Yeah, that would have improved things a little bit, because it's taken some load off the CPU, but not much. It's maxing it out. It's pretty scary, really. Alright. Well, I'm going to BRB, because I'm going to have to enable the second one. You know what, I might even dedicate that purely to physics. I don't know if the game even uses physics, honestly, but... Alright, I'm going to BRB. Like I say, I'm just doing testing at the moment. If you happen to be tuned in, don't expect anything exciting. It's mostly just try and make sure that my stream is as good as it possibly can be. Also, why do I have this guy retweeting everything I've ever said? What a freaking idiot. It's irritating. Alright. Okay, be right back.